for both of you. Obviously, it's been a tough couple weeks for the team. You guys put it all together tonight. Did we see a team kind of venting some frustrations out there?
Yeah, we've been in a rough patch. We've talked about it and just tried to gather a game plan and keep our heads together to stay strong. It's that time of the year where we just got to stay mentally focused. And so I think we responded well tonight, but we just got to keep it up.
I think that road trip was tough. Like, a lot of people underestimate how hard a road trip is like that. So I don't think we got any worse or declined. It's just mental fatigue and our body wear and tear. So we just got to be more prepared when we go on a road trip like that. And I think we're still getting better as a team. And tonight just kind of showed that.
Is this the kind of win where at the end you have Jack P score, like where it makes everything kind of wash away at least for a few minutes, and you guys get back to just hooping and having a good time?
Yeah, that's what we emphasized today. Having a good time is basketball. Most importantly, you want to have fun. Still being competitive at the same time, but getting guys like that in at the end of the game is amazing because they work so hard in practice and they're in the gym just like we are. So they get to show it off a little bit, and it was just a great feeling.
Shots were falling all night for you guys, especially from three. I think even at halftime, you guys had set a season record for most threes made in a game. What were you seeing out there? Was it more of a good looks or just the ball just falling, one of those things?
Good looks, and we emphasize that in practice. We know before shots weren't falling, so just after every practice, there's a set time for everyone to get shots up, and a lot of the guys come back after practice to get shots up. So all the guys are putting in work, and when we're open, we're going to knock it down.
Meek, how'd it feel for you to kind of get in the mix a little bit more on offense, finish with a career high tonight, and it just seemed to kind of get in the rhythm and get in the flow of things a little more than we've seen lately?
Yeah, I just try and do what comes to me, like just playing my game, playing free, and just not overthinking it, playing confident. And Coach emphasizes that, just sharing the ball, and whoever's open takes the shots. And it fell my way tonight, and a lot of my teammates were scoring the ball efficiently as well. So I think it was a great team effort, and it was a good win for us.
For either of you guys, I know certainly every game you want to win, but did this one have more of a need to win, must win feeling with it, given the rough patch you guys have been going through? Was there a little bit more urgency on your guys' part to come out and get a win tonight?
Honestly, we talked about it in the huddle, and a lot of people, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year they took the ring from us in the Pac-12 championship. So I think that we kind of had a chip on our shoulder as far as that, and we did this for our alumni. We tried to get them back today.
Yeah, I agree. This was for our players in the past, last year, and then just the rough patch we've been in, like we said. So we needed to respond and come out and just get back on track. So I think it was a good win for us, like I said, and hopefully we can just stay on this track.
Where have you seen your game grow since 2 years ago this time when you were in high school, and where do you think you still need to get back? I mean, obviously you can get better in college, but where do you think the strides have come, and where else can the strides go?
I think since high school, I definitely take more pride in defense. I've been trying to become a better defender, and then just being efficient on offense, being consistent. I haven't done that as much this year as I need to, but it's never too late. So I got to step my game up at the end of the year. This stretch of time as we're trying to make the March Madness tournament, and so I just got to keep improving, stay in the gym, and be locked in to help my teammates.
Are you someone that's really taking this? You guys need someone to step up with Eli out. Are you kind of one of those guys that's like, I want this. I want to take on that role?
Yeah, I think all of us, we're a collective unit. We gotta play team defense, but stepping into that role of defense individually, I do want to take pride in that and help in that aspect since we're losing Eli, which is a big part of our defense.
Hey, Jabari, you mentioned how tough the long road trip was, and you come home and you turn around and have to play Oregon right away. So, some guys have gotten injured. Looking ahead, a little bit slower week coming up, just the one game against Utah. Maybe a good time for you guys to regroup and reset before you hit the stretch run of the season?
Yeah, for sure. Just recovery. Like Coach said, we got 2 days off. This is the first time we've had that since the beginning of the season. So I think we'll mentally prepare better for this road trip. And now I know what to expect, just taking care of my body and not letting it get to me mentally.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Smart move on her part.
What's it?
So I already know this, right? So when I know I have to fill something, I write X's. So and it's scorching from deep, they shot from deep, so I have to insert how many threes they hit, plus whatever this quote that I'm going to put in here. But I basically write all this game recap. Anytime that I know that there's going to be a number, I put the X's in there. And then I can just fill it in right as the whistle sounds, the buzzer sounds, so I can finish in and just send it off. Today, like I said, I'm not writing on hard deadline, but I, still want to get out of it at some point, so I'm going to try to write as much as possible before you get in here. Yeah. That's the way you can write stuff without knowing exactly. It's like, Jabari Walker season high, X rebounds, we already hit the season high, but we don't know how many rebounds he finished, See you back at
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody, we're here with head coach Pat Boyle. Coach, if you could please start with an opening statement, and we'll open up for questions.
Yes, boy, much needed win for us mentally, emotionally, we caught a wounded Oregon State team. Obviously, they didn't have their point guard tonight. They didn't have Alatishe. But we needed this, and we shot the ball well. We hopefully gained some confidence from this. And, I told our team after the game, we got to prepare ourselves for nights when the ball doesn't go in. When it does go in like it did tonight, it makes everything a lot easier and cures a lot of ills. But overall, defensively, I thought we did a good job. Again, 10 offensive rebounds is too many. Did a much better job taking care of the ball. After halftime, there was only 5 turnovers in the second half. That's obviously been a bugaboo for us. So overall, good effort, and again, much needed.
Pat, practice yesterday seemed like you were challenging your team
Yes.
to obviously erase what we've seen the last couple weeks. You have to be pretty happy with the way they responded just from Oregon 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's funny, Pat, as I watched that game on TV the other night, and I came in the next day in the office and talked to the staff, and because I've been out all week, obviously, and And they said, you know, we're really fragile mentally right now. And I said, you know, I understand that. And so I think there's a balance that I had to strike between, you know, not coming down on them too hard because they're a fragile group, but also challenging them and understand, hey, guys, we had a team meeting with all our returning players. You know, we're down to basically 8 in the rotation. Will Laughlin makes 9. But, you know, we had a meeting at the end of last year with all the returning players. And, you know, KJ and Julian obviously weren't in the meeting. It was in the spring after the season. I said, okay, as we turn the page to next year, being this year, we've got 2 choices and 2 narratives. We can say, listen, we lost all these good seniors, lost all this production. This is going to be a rebuilding year for Colorado. Or we can say, no, forget that. We're gonna keep the standards of Colorado basketball where they are. I said, the choice is yours, guys. I'll do whatever you want me to do. And they, to a man, were like, no, we want the standards kept high. And I told them after practice yesterday, you know, they have not been doing that, just flat out. I mean, because I think the truth is something that you have to live in. And if you live in a fantasy world, you don't get any better. And I wasn't going to live in a fantasy world, so I did challenge him. You know, we talked about it. Evan mentioned it before we took the floor tonight. He said, guys, we're playing for former players that have worn this uniform. And that's what I want them to play for, because it means something to wear this Colorado uniform now. It means something that this program has standards and expectations that we have not been meeting here the last 2 or 3 weeks. And it's not just wins and losses. It's the way we play. It's our body language. It's our toughness. It's all the things that go into, you know, helping you win. And the guys responded to that. So trying to find that balance between, you know, challenge and, you know, trying to make them understand they're not as bad as they think they are and maybe the world thinks they are. Again, social media, I'm not on it, but from everything I've gleaned, it hasn't been real positive for our guys. And, you know, our football team went through that this year. And we talked about that, and I said, okay, we talked about it in the fall. Like, let's not let us get into that same, you know, mindset where we're letting it affect us. And I don't know if it affected the football team or not. I just know they were getting beat up like crazy, and I know we were too. And, you know, you either have to shut it out or you have to accept the responsibility and the challenge that comes with playing at this level.
Tad, is it nice to just get away from all of those thoughts when you're at the end of the game, you're up 30, and you get walk-ons on, and you get a walk-on bucket, and you get, you know, kind of galvanize the team a little bit.
Yeah.
Just have fun out there.
Absolutely. And, you know, Tristan said that in the locker room. It was great to have fun. And obviously winning is fun. Losing sucks. We all know that. But yeah, those walk-on, they work really hard. But Oregon State scored on 7 of their last 8 possessions, you know, and that was even before the walk-ons got in there. So it's not all on them. But we gotta you know, do a better job down the stretch in terms of that. But yeah, to get, you know, Jack in there and Cody and Ben, and I would have put Amando in, but, you know, we're using this as a redshirt year for him to, you know, keep some flexibility with him and his career as it unfolds, because he deserved to be in there as well. But good to get those guys in. I wanted to get Ben in a shot. He's a senior. He's been with us for 4 years. So guys did that. But, yeah, it's a feel-good moment when those guys get in and one of them scores.
Hey, Ted, with Keyshawn, and certainly it's hard to nitpick in a game like this, but this was the second game in a row. Very productive first half, kind of quiet, borderline disappearance in the second half. What do you make of that? And is there something going on
I
there?
don't make a lot of it, to be honest with you. You know, he did a good job in the second half of kind of relocating off some shooters or some drivers, excuse me. He missed a couple shots that he normally makes. But, you know, the thing we want with Keyshawn, with all of our players, is just consistent effort, you know, consistent. It won't always be consistent production. You know, the other night he had 16 in the first half, didn't have any in the second half. You know, sometimes the scoring will come and scoring will go. But what I want from Keyshawn is consistent effort defensively. You know, he didn't get it through a ball screen on Akano there. He got a 3. They ran a clear-out play. He got taken to the rim. He gave up 5 points, you know, defensively. That's what I want from Keyshawn. I'm not worried about the shooting, the ball going in or not. I want him to take good shots on offense, and I want him to guard. And again, I think his challenge is having that defensive mindset, because he's a scorer at heart. We know that about Keyshawn. I know that about coaching him for 3 years now. But I'm not worried about his you know, first half, second half scoring. As long as he's taking good shots, that's all I care about.
Tad, I asked Neek about stepping up, especially with Eli down now and just
Yep.
continuing to improve. But Neek threw it back on a couple of his teammates too, and Luke, Neek, and Tristan, the trio of them, looked to start taking some of those reins and really step up today. What can you say just about their whole complete game?
Yeah, number one, I think Luke O'Brien's given us great minutes. I mean, you look at his line tonight, 3 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, 8 rebounds. I mean, he's really given us an energy boost off the bench. KJ does that as well, obviously, for us, being our sixth man. But Neek is really making strides here the last few weeks as well, and he has now become that defensive guy. We put him on Lucas tonight. He did a pretty good job on him for the most part. We lost him a couple times in transition, but yeah, Neek is, again, we've asked him before the season to kind of look at Eli's career and how it unfolded and how Eli became, you know, the player that he was in this program, and it was all based on his defensive mindset. Eli didn't figure it out till he was a junior. Well, guess what, Neek? You're really a freshman if you want to use your COVID year, but you're certainly a sophomore at the worst, and you know, if you can take on that defensive mindset and continue to get better offensively, he can be a force in this league and for our program.
You mentioned 5 turnovers in the second half. Do you notice anything specifically about the game that may have?
Yeah, I think the whole thing that I've tried to challenge our guys with when it comes to turnovers is just keep the game simple. Just simplify the game. And when you're driving into the lane and the defense collapses on you, you got to be strong with the ball, gather it, and hit the open man. If you're driving and the defense doesn't collapse, get to the rim and finish. It's really that simple. You know, rather than making the home run play as a point guard, just make the simple play. It might be a pocket pass to the post guy. It might be a pass to the fill-up guy. Just make the game simple. And when we make the game simple, it's a simple game. When we make the game hard, it's a hard game. And we've been making the game hard on ourselves with our decision-making. We did a better job of that in the second half.
Coach, obviously a rough couple weeks, but looking forward, you get a week until your next game.
Yep.
Maybe a good opportunity this week for the team to regroup and
Yeah.
reset a little bit.
We're going to take 2 days off, which is unusual, obviously, in the midst of a conference season. But, you know, this week we have Utah this week, and then the week at the end of the season. You got to use it as a time to regroup mentally, physically. Guys are dinged up. Get in the training room, get some rest, catch up on your sleep, get your academics in order. And we'll come back on Tuesday and kind of get back to basics. And Tuesday, Wednesday will allow us some time to iron some things out that we need to get ironed out as we get ready for the stretch run of the season here in February. So this really comes at a good time for us to get some time off, to come off of a win where the guys are feeling good about themselves. But we can't get too high with the win. We can't get too low with the losses. And hopefully we can build upon this.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tad.